Welcome to People Legal. Yeah, thank you for having me at the conference, myself and Grace. It's been a wonderful day. We've actually got some great insights. So for our audience who may or may not know you, I'd be great if you could do some introductions.
Okay, I'll start. I am Kat Moon. I'm a professor of the practice at Vanderbilt Law School in the U.S., and I am co-director of the Vanderbilt AI Law Lab, and I founded the Women in AI Summit at Vanderbilt in February of this year. And I'm here because Terri invited me.
Oh, amazing.
I'm Caryn Sandler. I'm a partner and the Chief Knowledge and Innovation Officer here at Gilbert Tobin, and I lead the G&T Innovate team, which is a team that looks to embed new ways of working, technology in our service delivery. And I also work extensively with in-house counsel on their own transformation, and obviously been delighted in collaborating with everyone in this conference.
I'm Terri Mottershead. I'm the Director of Digital Enablement at Ashurst Advance, and my role is really making digital cool again.
Oh, awesome.
Isn't that good?
I love it. I love it.
But I'm mostly here because I just like to hang out with Kat and with Caryn.
Two favourite scenes.
So, I mean, I sat in the opening address this morning. It was amazing. I love the fact that one of the things I took away was about action. Action is equal to leadership. I love that. I'd love to learn about how did the conference come together, and how did the movement come together as well?
Well, that's very simple. I got mad. I got angry, and so I shared my anger and invited other women to join me in combating my anger. So in a nutshell, mid to late 2024, there was just this barrage of content on social media and in my newsfeed about how women are falling behind in AI, how we're not using AI, how we don't trust AI, on and on and on. And I just didn't accept that. And either it was a false narrative, or if it was true, we needed to flip the switch, right? Yep. And so I issued a call to women on LinkedIn and invited folks to come to Vanderbilt Law School and do something about it. And so I created a summit. I opened registration. It filled in 3 days. I had more than 40 women submit pitches to present at the summit. And so what that told me is I was tapping into something, right? This was not just an anger I felt. And from there, it grew. So I went to London and then Paris, and then Terri created this amazing event here in Sydney and invited me. And so here we are. And every place I've gone, all these women have showed up and said, we're going to do something about this. And so we can hear them outside on the other side of this door.
Yeah, it's great.
The microphone's picking that up, but they're, I don't know, well over 100 women came today. It sold out. There were people waiting to get in.
I saw, yeah.
Yeah. And so we're going to do something about this. So that's the story. Yeah.
That's fantastic. I mean, the attendance has been amazing, and everyone's just been so positive that we've actually interviewed today. We've got some great insights. We're very happy to be working with you on the media side of things. So we've got lots of great podcasts thanks to your invite here. So I appreciate that.
Awesome.
It's been brilliant.
Awesome.
What sort of insights have you taken away from today? Like, what are you hearing? What are people saying? What are the topics, the big topics?
I think it was quite an expansive, a lot of insights that came out through the day. I think it's a difficult area to get right, and everyone is still learning on that journey. I think, Kat, you mentioned that earlier today, and that is the reality. So I think a lot of people took away that everyone is on this journey. It has lots of impacts across lots of different dimensions, depending on which organization you are in, all the way from, how are we going to train, certainly from my perspective, how are we going to train our lawyers going forward? What does an AI-enabled workplace look like? What does good adoption look like? How do you go from pilot to actually procuring technology? What does good governance look like? So I think it is very multi-dimensional, and that really came through today. And I think what resonated with everyone within the room was that, again, everyone is on this journey. Everyone has a lot to learn. Everyone's facing similar types of challenges that can be both exciting and also very complex to navigate, and that there is a whole community around that is there to support. And I think that was the most essential thing and the most critical thing coming out of today. And, testament to Kat and Terri for bringing this all together. The fact that there is a community and there is shared learnings, and that is what's going to make sure, ensure that we actually deliver this responsibly. And that is critical as well.
I mean, I'm actually hearing from a lot of people I've talked to today about one of the things I really enjoyed was that you addressed the whole area of psychology, of change. And I guess some people are really frightened and they've got a lot of fear around AI.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a big mindset shift that has to go alongside being able to embrace AI. And we're not there yet. You wouldn't expect to be there yet.
Yeah.
So much, as Caryn was saying, is changing, and it's changing so quickly. But there is a need to address it. There's a need to do something. We just can't stand still and do nothing. And I think the other important point, and Kat's made this point as well, is the importance that there is a full and robust voice of everyone in these changes, because they're fundamentally systemic. And it doesn't matter whether it's law, it doesn't matter what industry, there are a whole bunch of industries there today. So there is a generosity of spirit, I think, in terms of wanting to come together and learn, and an opportunity that we haven't ever had before, because we are all learning at the same time. So wherever you are, whatever industry, whether you're a client, whether you're a vendor, whether you're somebody who's providing advice or whatever your industry might be, this is our chance to do it together, but we'll only get it right by making sure that it is inclusive of all the voices that need to be heard. And I think, to me, that was one of the things that came through really clearly today.
What do you think AI means for people's lives? I mean, from a person who's got a career working in a firm or working in corporate legal, what does it actually mean to them? Is it going to mean they get home earlier? Does it mean they can bill more, make more money? Is it going to make better quality of life, better opportunities? What does it actually mean for at a person level?
I don't know that we know. I think that's what we're trying to figure out. I mean, from my perspective, the entire point of Women in AI is to bring women into designing and deploying AI so that it serves humanity and is a net positive. We can look back in the past and see clearly decisions we've made with respect to technology and other things as humans, and there have been good outcomes and not good outcomes, right? And unintended consequences. So we're just faced with a lot of choices right now with respect to how we design and deploy this technology. And we need diverse voices at the table making these decisions. And so I think that's the point of the movement, really. I don't know. One of you may have more certainty.
I definitely do not have any more certainty. I think that is the reality. This technology is moving so quickly. You know, we don't quite know where it will land up. I think the most important thing to do at the moment, and it was mentioned today during the summit, is that everyone needs to lean in. Yep. The more you understand this technology, the more you embrace it, the better outcomes there will be for humanity at large, and, in terms of everyone's individual sort of work as well. You know, you certainly don't want to be left behind not engaging with it, because it is here to stay. I don't think anyone thinks that this is a trend or a fad or necessarily overhyped at the moment. I think we do recognize that it will have quite an enormous impact on the future of work. So I think that was a key message from today.
I think one thing that we know with absolute certainty is that tomorrow does not look the same as today. What we are still trying to figure out is how we get to tomorrow with all of the appropriate degrees of caution, but also the excitement and the realization of the opportunity. So to me, that's what today was about. It was bringing a voice of women to this discussion. And as Caryn said, a very wide-ranging discussion, because the tech is wide-ranging. It literally touches everything. I think you've got to be part of the conversation. I want to be in there working, particularly with these two wonderful humans, on reshaping what the future looks like, because I will not see this opportunity again in my lifetime. I think it's that significant.
We shouldn't think that all the outcomes are going to be negative. It does offer a lot of promise in lots of areas. You know, one of the lawyers recently said to me that they traditionally would have spent a lot of time copying and pasting text from one document to another. And what they did, they said it still took them the same amount of time to review that particular document, but there was more focus and effort on the actual more strategic aspects of that work, and really thinking about how that impacted the transaction rather than, the more boring tasks. So I think there is going to be a lot of upside. to this technology, but we need to use it wisely and we need to have the right voices at the table.
Yeah, I think today was all about how do we replace fear with curiosity and shifting the challenge and potential negatives into opportunity and positives, and how women could be a substantial force in making that happen.
Absolutely. So where to from here? I mean, it's been an amazing sort of summit. What actually happens next? What's the next steps? How can people engage and how can the community keep on going?
I think from here, we look at what was accomplished today. So it'll be a bit of discussion. It'll be a bit of a debrief really on what came out of today. But we know a few things for sure. This is the beginning and not the end. So we know that there will be continuity and we will do more things. We know that connectivity is a critical part of this. So we know that we want to be in contact more often than a year. And it's kind of developing, and I think also making sure that those points are disseminated through this not new community, but today around this event, a newly formed community, so that we can amplify what we did here today. So for me, one of the great takeaways would be is that every person that attended today speak to 100 of their colleagues and friends, and that they all come to the event next year. So I've already mentioned to Caryn, we might need a bigger space.
Maybe AI can help actually produce that room for us, because we were at capacity today. I don't think we could get another human body into that room. But I think today, I think for many, it was actually quite an inspiring event. And I think, you know, you can certainly feel that. You felt that the entire day, and you can certainly feel it outside this evening as well. And I think one of the key takeaways was people now have maybe more tools than they did this morning or prior to the workshop yesterday to take it back to their organisations and actually affect change and embrace the AI, or at least think about how they might responsibly use it internally within their organisations. And that is how we actually affect change in a very dynamic sort of environment, you know, where the pace of change is so enormous. And that can be very scary for people. So I agree with you, Kat, you know, the fact that people are maybe less fearful off the back of today.
Yeah. Look, I'd like to thank you very much from People Legal point of view today for having us here. It's been amazing. We've got some incredible podcasts, some insights to share. Massive thanks to you all for having us here.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you.